Two cats and a monkey. After a lavish festival in a village, the two cats were prowling together. One of the cats saw a big delicious-looking cake and meowed. The other jumped up and picked it. The first cat said, "It is my cake because I saw it first." The other cat said, "It is my cake because I picked it up." A monkey was passing by when it overheard the two cats fighting for their share of the cake. The monkey thought to take advantage of the cats' fights and approached the two cats. It came to the cats and said, "Don't fight, my friends. I have two hands, and I can easily divide the cake into two pieces. Let me equally share the cake among you both." The cats agreed and handed the cake over to the monkey. The monkey split the cake into two parts. He shook his head and said, "Oh no. One is slightly bigger than the other one. Let me take a bite of the bigger one, so it is as big as the other one." He had a big bite of the bigger piece of the cake and said, "Oh no. This has become smaller now." He ate from the other. And thus, he went on eating from part to part and finally finished the whole cake. When all the cake was over, the cats were stunned by the happenings. It was very late when they realized that the monkey was making fools out of them the entire time. Moral: when you quarrel and fight, someone else gains. The next story. Butterfly and its cocoon. One beautiful afternoon, a young man was taking a stroll around his garden when he noticed a cocoon of a butterfly on a leaf. Thrilled to see a fantastic transformation of nature, he watched the butterfly for several hours as it struggled to force its body through a little hole in its cocoon. After a while, the butterfly seemed to stop making any progress. It was struggling so hard to get out. It looked like it couldn't break free. It looked desperate. It appeared as if it had gotten as far as it could and could go no further. The kind-hearted man decided to help the butterfly. He got a pair of scissors and tweaked the cocoon to make a larger opening for the butterfly. The butterfly emerged quickly without any struggle. But unlike any other butterflies in his garden, it had a swollen body with tiny, withered wings. The man was happy that he made the butterfly come out of its cocoon without much struggle. He continued to watch the butterfly, expecting that, at any moment, the wings would dry out, enlarge and expand to support the swollen body, which would contract in time. Unfortunately, neither its wings expanded nor the swollen body reduced. Instead, the butterfly crawled around with shriveled wings and a swollen body, never able to fly through its life. Although with good intentions, the man hindered the growth of the butterfly. The continuous effort from the butterfly to come out of its cocoon would force out the fluid stored in the body to convert it into the wings. In haste to help the butterfly, the man did not understand that the restricting cocoon and the struggle were the keys to the butterfly's beautiful body and wings. Sometimes struggles and challenges are exactly what we need to grow in our lives. Like, the struggle to get out of the cocoon gives a butterfly its beautiful wings, struggles in our life make us stronger and give us wings to fly. The next story. A boy's meeting with God. A little boy was fascinated by God's tales and determined to meet God. He knew it would be a long trip, so he packed his bag with some of his favorite cookies and a flask of tea and started on his journey. He walked around 3 blocks and stopped by when he saw a beautiful park. He sat on a bench beside an elderly lady. She was sitting on the bench and watching some pigeons. He opened his bag, took out his cookies and poured some tea. When he was about to sip his tea, he noticed the lady looked hungry. So he offered her his cookies and a cup of tea. She gratefully accepted and smiled at him. The boy was delighted. They sat there all afternoon smiling and eating cookies, but they never said a word. As the day went down, the boy realized he was tired and wanted to go home. So he got up to leave, but before taking more than a few steps, he turned around, ran back to the older woman and gave her a big hug. She gave him her biggest smile ever. The boy entered his house with a massive smile on his face. Surprised by the joy on his face, his mother asked, "What did you do today that made you so happy?" He replied, "I had lunch with God today." But, before his mother could respond, he added, "And she has got the most beautiful smile I've ever seen." Meanwhile, the old woman entered her home radiant with joy. Her son, astonished by the joy and peace on his mother's face, asked, "Mother, what made you so happy today?" She replied, "I ate cookies and tea in the park with God." But, before her son could give her a reply, she added, "You know, he is much younger than I expected." Too often, we underestimate the power of little acts of love and care, like a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, or an honest compliment, and all of which have the potential to turn a life around. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel and like this video. Thank you very much.